Hey, what's up, YouTube? Jada up here. Thank you so much for all of my 870 subscribers. If you just happen to be watching this video right now and you aren't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and click that yellow button over there. Thanks. Okay, before I get started, actually, this video, yeah, I guess it could be kind of half SmackDown review, but the big story that I have to get to, a lot of people probably know this already, but for those who don't know, Mr. Kennedy has gotten future endeavored. That's right, Mr. Kennedy got released. Yeah, that was kind of joking right there, but Mr. Kennedy, in his match, his triumphant return to Raw this past Monday, he actually injured himself. And I know a lot of people, like Chris, my co-host on the radio show, he was like, watch Mr. Kennedy get injured in his match, because we were kind of going over who's possible, like the possibilities of people being in that match, and he was like, watch Mr. Kennedy get injured. And people were joking, but it actually came true. Like when Randy Orton did the RKO on Mr. Kennedy, he injured his wrist, and WWE was like, you know what, this is the final straw, you're out of here. Mr. Kennedy, like I said in my review of Raw, I'm a fan of Mr. Kennedy, but like how they made him return, I wasn't that excited. And yeah, so I am a fan of his, and it's unfortunate to see him be released, but you have to understand, you have to, you can't too much fault WWE, because the position that they were being put in. They keep trying so hard to push this guy. They want him to be in a world title picture, but it's like every time he gets this close, it's done, and it's over with, because he gets hit with an injury. So I like you guys to type in the comment section below, what do you feel about this? Do you think it's about time that Mr. Kennedy got released? Do you think WWE wasn't right to do this? Or what do you think about people like Batista and Rey Mysterio? I know they're bigger stars than Mr. Kennedy is, but maybe that's even worse, because say Batista was going for a World Heavyweight Championship push or something like that, and he ends up getting injured. That's a significant blow to the company. With Mr. Kennedy, they're going to keep moving on. I hate to say this, but it's true. They're going to keep moving on without Mr. Kennedy, and it's going to move like clockwork. He wasn't even there, because he came out. He went out quicker than he came in, so yeah, that's unfortunate. So just let me know what you think about that. What else do I have to talk about before I get to Raw? Oh, on my alternate account, J-Dub Show, you can find an interview. It's going to be a feature video on there, an interview where me and a couple of my, internet buddies or whatever you want to call them on some forum, we did an interview with the indie wrestler Shima Zion. If you guys haven't heard of him, he's a kind of a high flyer wrestler. He's going to be debuting with AAA, the promotion, I think, down in Mexico this summer. I've watched some of his videos. He's pretty impressive. It was a pretty fun interview. He's a really, really, really cool guy, and it was a great experience. So hopefully you guys check that out. Getting on to this episode of SmackDown. This episode of SmackDown was a great episode. I guess I'll say from top to bottom. It's one match that annoyed me, but I'll get to that. It starts out, Rey Mysterio was in the ring. Chris Jericho comes out, he's taking a couple of jabs at Mickey Rourke, who was sitting ringside. Then Rey Mysterio, Chris Jericho get into it. Rey Mysterio, he actually, implies that Chris Jericho is the hypocrite, stuff like that, because basically Chris Jericho says he's going to do these things. He says he's going to prevent Rey Mysterio from hitting the 619, and he was going to take the Intercontinental Championship from Rey Mysterio, and he ends up doing none of it at all. So they get into it. First match tonight, the Great Khali and R-Truth versus Dolph Ziggler and Mike Knox. This was crazy. With that whole Goldust Hornswoggle thing on Monday Night Raw, I did not find that funny, but this was a very weird pairing, but I actually found it funny because, R-Truth, he doing this thing, what's up, the R-Truth thing. Then he gives a mic to Great Khali, and Great Khali is all off beat, just on a totally other planet. And he, what's up? I'm like, what the hell is this? And I couldn't do anything but laugh when he started getting in the ring. It was like, it was so crazy. But yeah, Great Khali and R-Truth end up winning the match. Second match tonight, Melina versus Alicia Fox. Alicia Fox, even though she lost this match, she kind of impresses me because she seems like one of those girls. She's not one of those Playboy Bunny type girls who are scared to break a nail knowing you're a damn wrestler. If you're a damn wrestler, how are you going to be scared to get in the ring and take bumps? But seeing as Alicia Fox, she's one of those girls that doesn't care. Like, she's gotten roughed up. And she's only been on SmackDown for, a little while. And she's gotten roughed up a lot rougher than I've ever seen Maurice, and a lot of the other divas. But yeah, she's impressive, even though she ended up losing this match. Moving on. Next, there was a promo between John Morrison, Shelton Benjamin. I did not understand what either of them said. John Morrison was talking about trees and roots and running and all this other crazy type stuff. Then Shelton Benjamin, he gets on there, and I don't know. It was weird. John Morrison, I see he still has to work on this kind of face persona because he has it in the ring, but when he was a heel, great on promos and everything, but now that he's a face, he has to get used to it. Like, he's not the type of person like MVP was, because when MVP turned face, it was like bam, like that. MVP was on it like clockwork. MVP, like, when he made that shift, it was excellent, and I liked him a lot more when he made that shift from heel to face. He became like a lot more impressive. Third match tonight, John Morrison versus Umaga. This was a pretty good match. John Morrison ends up losing this match. He ends up winning this match by disqualification because Umaga attacks him with the Samoan strap. Then CM Punk comes out there to give the save to John Morrison. One thing I noticed, and it's probably irrelevant, the Money in the Bank briefcase, it looks a lot more durable than the Feast of Fire cases in TNA. The TNA cases look like they're made out of aluminum or something. The Money in the Bank case, it seems like solid, but yeah, that was a very weird fact. Moving on, fourth match tonight, Cryme Tyme versus Shelton Benjamin, Charlie Haas. Cryme Tyme ends up winning. Fifth match tonight, best match of the night, Eve and Layla. I could not take my eyes off the screen. I was just enamored by both of these girls' beauty. Eve ends up winning the match, and actually, it was a good match. It was a good match. They had two Divas matches in the night. Actually, I'd say Eve versus Layla was better than Melina versus Alicia Fox. Both of these girls, they got in there, they wrestled. They didn't seem too scared to actually put their hands on each other. They had the traditional cat fight things and all that stuff. And I'm actually glad that they built up to this match. Didn't just throw those two girls out there out of nowhere. They actually built up over like a 3-week period. Had them do arm wrestling matches, dance matches, and had them cat fight backstage. Stuff where we haven't seen in a while, since like the Stephanie McMahon and Sable and Stephanie and Trish Stratus, like their like classic cat fights backstage and everything. Haven't seen, stuff like this since then. Sixth and final match tonight. Now this was very weird. Before this match even started, it was supposed to be Edge and Chris Jericho versus Jeff Hardy and Rey Mysterio. You know how Rey Mysterio, he goes into the crowd, and Edge had already came out. They played Chris Jericho's music. He didn't come out. Rey Mysterio, he comes out in the ring. You know how he goes over to his fans, puts his heads up to the fans, the ones that's wearing a Rey Mysterio mask. Then he goes to this guy. I mean, like a guy. So he goes up, puts his head up to him, and all of a sudden he knocks the hell out of him. I said, what? Like, my heart just dropped, because I'm thinking like, oh no, he just got attacked by a fan or something. That was like really unexpected. I did not expect anything like that, and that was like really crazy. Like, I seriously like, what the hell? And I don't remember the last time that I did something like that. But yeah, Chris Jericho ends up attacking Rey Mysterio, taking him out. Then Jeff Hardy runs down in the ring, tries to get the save, but it was too late, so it turns into a handicap match. Edge, Chris Jericho versus Jeff Hardy. This was a pretty good match. Jeff Hardy delivers the twist of fate to Chris Jericho. Then Edge, he just hit this real high impact. This move looked like it hurt like hell. Like, this was a damn good damn good spear. He delivers it to Jeff Hardy, gets the 1, the 2, the 3. Then after the match, he attacks him with a ladder and everything, building up to their ladder match for the World Heavyweight Championship at Extreme Rules. Overall, this episode of SmackDown, pretty good show. So I got a couple of questions for you guys. 1, what is your opinion on Mr. Kennedy being released? 2, will making Umaga more human hurt his character? Because, last week they had him speak, and I was thinking to myself, like, I don't like this too much, because I knew right when he returned, when he had that match against Triple H, that I knew that they were making him more human, than his monster character, and I didn't really like that too much. I haven't been watching TNA long enough to know, but people were telling me they did this somewhat with Abyss, and I know the Abyss that I see on TV right now, he's not working it. He's not cutting it. So, maybe WWE is messing up on this one. And third, final question, Eve or Layla? Simple as that. Make sure you listen to the PWTR show coming up tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you call in, whatever. Thanks. Peace out.